Easy low-carb peanut butter truffles, only 4 ingredients. Guilt-free chocolate treats. Recently I have been trying to cut down on the amount of sugar and refined carbs that I eat. As with most new habits, it's not that bad once you get into it, but I still find there are certain foods I really miss. If I have some kind of sweet, indulgent treat I can substitute, I know it is far less likely that I will fall into the temptation of eating something that doesn't align with my current goals. Enter chocolate peanut butter truffles. They are delicious, satisfying, and so incredibly easy to make. They only require 4 ingredients, and because you're making them yourself you can alter the recipe to suit your nutritional and taste needs. All you need is 4 ingredients. All you need is coconut oil, butter, peanut butter, and chocolate chips. If you want to make it even simpler you could replace the butter with more coconut oil or vice versa. By using dairy-free chips and coconut oil you can make these truffles completely vegan. If you wish they were a little bit sweeter you can increase the amount of chocolate or add a sugar-free sweetener like stevia. If you'd like a little more protein and less fat you can increase the amount of peanut butter and decrease the amount of oil and butter. Obviously if you change the ingredients the nutrition information included with this recipe will not be accurate for your truffles. As you can see, the possibilities are quite numerous. This is also a great way to make an all-natural fancy treat without doling out the big bucks. If you already buy natural or organic versions of these ingredients then you can mix up your truffles with the peace of mind that no one is sneaking in any additives. Though these are low in sugar, they were still sweet enough for my dear husband who is definitely not willing to compromise flavor for a healthier option. Every time I pull one out, he asks if he can have one too. Low-carb diets. I first came across the idea for this dessert while looking through a website with ketogenic recipes. In case you don't know, a ketogenic diet is one that prioritizes fat consumption and cuts carbohydrates down to a minimum. This diet has been proven to have a positive impact on conditions like epilepsy. Many other people have found the ketogenic diet helps them lose weight or regulate their hormones. I personally don't subscribe to the ketogenic diet, but I have found that increasing my fat consumption and decreasing my carbohydrate consumption sometimes helps decrease acne breakouts on my face. Eating a higher amount of fat in my diet also helps me feel fuller, and so I am less prone to mindless snacking or overeating. If you are increasing the amount of fat you eat, I recommend you still stay mindful of how many calories you are consuming, since foods high in fat are more calorie-dense than low-fat foods. It's also good to make sure you go for enriching, natural sources, like avocados, coconut oil, fish oils, or nuts. The benefits of a higher fat diet. Eating a higher amount of fat in my diet also helps me feel fuller, and so I am less prone to mindless snacking or overeating. If you are increasing the amount of fat you eat, I recommend you still stay mindful of how many calories you are consuming, since foods high in fat are more calorie-dense than low-fat foods. It's also good to make sure you go for enriching, natural sources, like avocados, coconut oil, fish oils, or nuts. Using the right equipment. This time also went much better because I had molds to make the truffles in. I had previously let the mixture cool a little and then dropped a spoonful at a time onto a tray covered in aluminum. It didn't alter the flavor at all, but obviously they weren't as uniform in size or shape. Being able to pour the mixture into a mold while it is still warm and then allow it to harden in the fridge or freezer is so much easier. So it's not impossible to make these if you don't have a silicone mold, but it certainly streamlines the process. Even an ice cube tray will probably work. Still, don't let lacking that little bit of equipment keep you from diving into these decadent morsels. Cook time. Prep time, 10 minutes. Cook time, 5 minutes. Ready in 15 minutes. Yields, 18. Ingredients. 2 tablespoons coconut oil. 4 tablespoons unsalted butter. 1/2 cup creamy all-natural peanut butter. 1/4 cup 72% dark chocolate chunks.